Here we are, 2nd and Catherine. I don't know what this building is. It says I am Garrison on the ground. But look at this. Tavern. And this little building here was a few blocks from where I'm standing. And this is where the Marines, the idea of the Marines started at this Tavern. And, oh, look at this. We got a little Marine poster. And I found out recently they destroyed this historic tavern to build I-95. Not that, a few decades ago. Which just proves my point. Well, it doesn't prove a point. It just proves that the city of Philadelphia doesn't, They more care about the future of the city than preserving the history of the city. Anyway, we're going for a scoop, and today we're gonna get hit by a car. Today we're dead. We're all dead. I can't. There's no spaces to zippidyy in. And today, I believe, will be my final video inside Macy's as Macy's, because tomorrow is Wednesday, because I'm going to Florida on Thursday. Me and Todd are on a jet flying. Well, we're in Todd's car driving to Florida, hun. And by the time I get back here, I have to give a lecture on March 22nd at, here's the picture of that thing I'm doing on March 22nd. And because I'm doing that, I have to write this lecture. I have an idea of what I'm going to say, but I have to put it on paper, and that's the hard part. So, but March 22nd, come watch me give a lecture. There's 3 people giving lectures. And then there was like an improv comedy troupe, and they'll I don't know, they're going to do some improv about the movie The Turnaround. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is 4th. Fourth is a hard one. 4th Street. This is Fabric Row, and if you go down this way, they have a few stores that sell fabric. It's not as fabric-y as it once was. We're getting close to Bainbridge, 4th and Bainbridge. This is the 4th Street Delicatessen. Man, I don't know how many tattoos I have. That's how many tattoos I have. I got one tattoo at my very first tattoo. I got right here. And then my other tattoo I got at this place. Both tattoos cost $40 in tattoo parlors. So that's how good, There's Jim's Steaks on South Street. It's one of the more famous cheesesteak spots in Philadelphia. I would say definitely better than Gino's and Pat's. It's a pretty good steak. Out of all the touristy spots, I would say Jim's is probably the best. Oh, we're all dead. Pitbull's going to attack me. We're all dead. This is South Street. This is where all the hippies meet. Back in the, it's kind of the, I don't know. South Street is it's not what it used to be. Back in the day, these were all independent stores. The Snipes was a Tower Books. Right down the street was a Tower Records. You had a bunch of record shops, tattoo parlors, piercing places, bookstores. This was a 2-story used bookstore. And now South Street, you got a few record stores. The problem was the rent. The rent. Oh, record store day is coming up. The rent just got too damn high. Remember that guy? The rent is too damn high. Well, anyway, the South Street, the rent is ridiculously high. And so a lot of local businesses moved out. Here we go. We got some murals in the alleyway. Oh, is Garland? Oh, Garland and Leather. It's still early. It's a little bit before noon. If you look up there in that cement, it says Philadelphia Dry Goods. And that's now the Lit and Company. Down here, oh, the CBD store. Watch this. Walking right by. Who smokes that? Dummies. Get the real stuff if you're going to do it, right? That's what I say. Tattoo moms! It's fine in there. It's a bar. It's a dive bar. They use, I don't know if they still do. If anybody knows, let me know. Upstairs, they had like a second floor. And inside the second floor, they had like bumper cars you could sit in for photograph opportunities. The Garland and Leathers is opening. Nam yo ho renge kyo, my friend. That's the Garland and Leathers has been there for a long time. That's like a store where you buy crystals and you can buy books on meditation. Every time I have a mental breakdown, I always find myself buying a book from that store. Yeah, right here was the old Tower Records. This is the mural. I think this is about Octavius Cotto, who he has a statue at City Hall. I think he was murdered on the street, Octavius. Right here is the wrestling store, Suplex Wrestling. You know, oh, here's the Anarchist store. This is the Wooden Shoe. That's where they sell the Anarchist cookbook. What are they doing? They're cutting down the trees. This is the liquor store. Back in, I think it was 2000 or 2001, there was a big riot on this street during Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras used to be a big thing. Well, for a few years, it was a big thing on South Street. And then there was a huge riot. Everybody got drunk. And the police had to get involved, and people were breaking into the liquor store. And that was the first time. That was the first time I witnessed looting. Sadly, not the last. And I was actually in my friend had a record store. I was working at a record store called CDs to Go. And we just sat in there and watched I wish I was YouTube, and I had such good shots that day. The cops are just running over people with horses. Here's a little mural. This is on Hutchinson Street. And there's like a bridal shop. There you go. Man, look at this doorway. The Chelsea Plating Company. Ain't that beautiful? Eight minutes till pipe work, and I wanted to show you this bar. I came here at Christmas time when the Christmas lights were on. But if you see the lights on that building, those lights are the Wanamaker Christmas display, and that is what hangs in front of the pipework. They're much bigger, the ones at the Wanamaker store, but these are the Christmas lights that hang in front of the pipework. Right here we are, Chestnut Street. We're coming up Macy's is one block this way. Before you come to Macy's, you come past all these little businesses. This is the Wall of Shame at the Dollar Variety. Some of these pictures have been hanging on this wall for over 15 years. This man stole some Pop-Tarts 15 years ago, and that picture hangs here. This guy stole 6 years ago, and Pop-Tart guy came back. It looks like Pop-Tart guy came back. Anyway, these pictures are here, and we got more from 2011 and 2012. The Wall of Shame. They haven't updated that wall, so I guess nobody shoplifted there, or they just ran out of space. Oh, look at this Shepherd Ferry. We got a Shepherd Ferry. Culture Evolution Long Play Phillies DJs. That looks like a Shepherd Ferry. I'm not sure. I will not be staying for the whole pipe organ concert. I might stay for 1 or 2 songs. But this is it. This is the last time I'm going to come in here when the building is known as Macy's. This is the Chestnut Street entrance. I think this is where some of the scenes from Mannequin were filmed. So I've been watching these makeup cases get emptier and emptier. And last time I was here, there was probably, it was last Friday. And it looks like a lot of the stuff is, oh, it's just 3 cases of makeup stuff. And the makeup is 40% off. Now, somebody in the comments told me the last day the store is going to be open is the 23rd. Today is the 11th. I don't know how they have enough product to sell for those remaining days. Now, this is just a guy in the comments, so I don't know how much they know, but they told me that the landlord said that pipe organ concerts are going to happen even after when Macy's leaves. This is the crowd here at lunchtime. There's the Eagle. The Eagle and the organ were both part of the World's Fair in St. Louis in the early 1900s. The men's department, this was all men's clothes. You came in here in December, all men's clothes. The men's department is now all children's clothes. There is a rack of sport coats and a rack of men's t-shirts. But that's it. It's the whole men's department. And you can still buy a mannequin from where they filmed the movie Mannequin. Oh, look, they're even selling off the employee lockers now. This was the supervisor's locker for extension cords. It's just like a school locker. If you're keeping track, the escalator is still broken. As a matter of fact, here are parts of the escalator. There was a lot of furniture here now. It's getting low. I just don't see how they can stay open now till the 23rd. In the women's shoe department, they are now they're selling toys. Uh-oh, Todd. Pickleball set. You scared? Should be. I have this like military display. Is it a military display? I don't know what this is. They got like a sword, a drum, a flag, a leaf. Right above the world's slowest elevators. The elevator button. Not exactly pointing up. I'm not sure why these Egyptian faces are here. Well, this is the Greek Hall. So why would there be Egyptian faces in front of a Greek Hall? And if you go back here, you turn, you can go through Dickens Village. Wow. This is the 3rd floor. This is where the bathrooms were. And one of the problems in this store was like security issues. And people were assaulted in the bathrooms. So that was like one thing. So now I think to even go in the bathroom, you have to know a code or you have to wait for somebody to come out. There is nothing on the 3rd floor. Oh, there's a few things over here, but if you look on the 2nd floor, or here's the 3rd floor on the other side, and that's completely empty. And then the 2nd floor on that side is completely empty. Back there, that's the Wanamaker Christmas light show. And back here are the pipes to the pipe organ. And they go all the way up to the ceiling. And if you ever saw the movie Mannequin, they go hang gliding. That's how big this building is. They actually go hang gliding Inside also, there's pipe organs. There's some pipes up there too. It's the world's largest functioning organ. There's a bigger organ in Atlantic City, but it don't work. So this is the biggest pipe organ in the world. It's the front of the 3rd floor. Oh, look, they're closing off sections of the store now. Parts of it are getting taped off. I think the pipe organ concert just started. We'll go check them out in a minute. Yeah. So, yeah, I would imagine the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor are probably, customers aren't going to have to come up here. So I don't know if you're going to have access to this floor. But this table is 70% off plus 10% off. That would be 80% off. The mattresses. Yeah, these pictures didn't go on sale. I don't know, the pipe organ concert hasn't started yet. Wow, the whole floor is empty. Oh, there's no pipe organ player. We got a pipe organ player. We got somebody calling on the phone. The pipe organ show is supposed to start at noon. It's now 10 after 12. And there are, might be about 30 to 40 people waiting for the pipe organ concert. One last look at the angel with 2 horns. Remember when I was a kid, when I would come here for the Christmas light show, there would be a water fountain on the stage, and they had like dancing water fountain with an electrical light show. It's exciting, hon. And then they have these murals to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. The developer of the space plans on making this like multiple stores. Instead of having one store take up a lot of space, they want to have multiple stores. So maybe kind of like a mini mall, possibly. Wouldn't that be nice? I think it would be better if it was a History of Philadelphia museum. I also thought, hey, the WWE Hall of Fame, like, I'm not even joking about that. Because you could do, like, here's the Ric Flair section, and then you come right here. Here we go. Pipe organ time. This is the front of the 2nd floor. Not many products left. Now, only the Grand Hall, the Eagle, and the Organ have the historical preservation to it. So I wonder if this space could get transformed, or if they could do something like with these big steps. So this was the 2nd floor. This was women's clothing. This is the cage that surrounds the organist. big crowd here on the second floor. These big ass steps. Big marble steps. How much money do you think it costs just to put these steps in? A broken escalator. And these tools. I pointed this out. These tools and those gloves have been sitting there for a few months. And they still have Christmas decorations up. This Christmas tree here. Some of the stores are getting transferred product. So the mannequins are going to the King of Prussia Macy's. This is the Springfield Macy's. So if you go to the King of Prussia Macy's and you ever see this painting, just know it came from the Philadelphia Center City Macy's. Nobody's clapping for the organist today. And this is it. This will be the last song I hear in Macy's with the pipe organ. Like I said, the pipe organ, the eagle, everything you see here will remain. The public might not have access to it for a little bit, but that's enough pipe organ for me. I wonder when they open this space back up, will the air conditioner ducts, will they be clean? Will they keep these pipe organ pictures hanging? Remember, escalators are available on Chestnut Street, but those two are also stairs, just like this escalator. There it is. We're going out to Market Street for what could be the last time. As Macy's. As Macy's. You know, are retail space, are people dying to get into this space? I don't know. We'll find out. All right. Let's get back to our scoop. So today's the 11th. I feel like the third floor of this store was completely empty. The second store had probably the most product, but I really think they can condense everything, which would, it looks like that's what they're doing. They're bringing down some of the product a little bit at a time. And if it makes it to the 23rd, it's only going to be one floor. So there's the keystone of Ben Franklin right here at City Hall. Look at that. Or is that William Penn? I think that's the Ben Franklin. This is City Hall. This is Delaware Plaza at City Hall. You got a guy yelling at a security guard. And you got the fountain. Oh, here we are. This is the where the ice skating rink goes at Christmas time, and then in the summertime they make it. This is actually an art installation. It's not just a fountain. It's like an art installation. And if you come here, they where those giant holes are, I think they have lights, and then steam pops up out of the vents, and It's a, ooh, it smells like rubber cement, so that's good. I'm getting high. That's exciting. And that should be starting up, well, I guess I was going to say that should be starting up soon, but maybe not. They're doing this work. Usually they turn on the fountains in Philadelphia around the weekend of Easter, but Easter doesn't start till like August this year, so who knows? Maybe they'll do it a little early. All right. And I was terrified to live in the other. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give it to this preacher guy at the corner. He's dedicated. He is out here. This is like the third or fourth time I've seen him out here. Until I became, I guess, fearless. When I lose the pipe organ, I'll just come here and watch him.
When I had to shut one business down because of the economy or something that shifted, I had no problem doing so because I had.
So you got this guy here, and he does it on the bullhorn, right? He's got this Bluetooth speaker. Then you got this guy. This guy's the OG preacher of Center City. This guy's been here. Oh, I forget. I once interviewed this man. I'm gonna put him on camera for a second. I once interviewed this man, and I got his whole life story about why he started preaching, and the Holy Spirit told him to preach, and after we did this like 10-minute interview, me and Onslaught started walking away. I think we were doing the Christmas tree review video, and he tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "The Holy Spirit told me that he doesn't want you to put that video out." I said, "Oh yeah, is that what the Holy Spirit?" I said, "Okay." And I just said, "That's it, I'm done. I'm not gonna." But now he has competition. So he stands here. He doesn't have a bullhorn, but what he does is he screams at the top of his lungs. And I asked him, I said, "How many people have you saved?" And he said a few. There he is. Oh man, he's lost his. You used to be able to hear him yell. He would just scream and you would hear him yell. You could hear him on Chestnut Street sometimes. He was so loud. He's been screaming on this corner for at least 15 years. But he's lost a little bit of his, I guess screaming for 15 years will do that to you. And then you got the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're all over the city. They just stand there. They just stand there waiting to be ignored by people. Look at all the food trucks. You got the food trucks. Oh, look at this. Unused newspaper stand. Well, that person who said, "Hey, show me the newspaper stands," they should be so happy. And they better have hit the like button. Over here, this was a Wawa, and they had to close that down because of they closed down a lot of the Wawas and Starbucks in this area because of theft, and like you have to deal with a lot of like people with mental issues. So there we go. Oh, I know. You work for the mayor. I know that guy. I saw that guy. He's the guy who gave a speech on Kensington Ave last April, and he said Kensington Avenue is officially cleaned up. Drove me insane when I heard him say that. I was like, physically, yeah, you got rid of the litter, but there's still a huge problem down there. And there's also, I've been going down there for the past few months, and I was getting ready to make a video like, oh, Kensington's pretty cleaned up, but it wasn't the case. It was winter time and nobody was out. But I was down Kensington yesterday when it was 60 degrees, and it was crazy. It was real crazy down there. Yeah, I used to work at this place here. It's called Boyd's. It's a fancy clothing store. A lot of the, you know who used to shop here? Was it Brandon Graham or Barrett Brooks? One of those guys. Oh, we're dead. When it's warm out, right here, look at this. They got buds on the cherry blossom trees. Oh, we got a band. We got a bass player. What's going on here? Across the street is the Holy Trinity Church. The organist of that church wrote the Christmas song, "O Little Town of Bethlehem." If you're a Howard Stern fan, the Howard Stern, John DeBella funeral happened at Rittenhouse Square. Here we go. Let's go. Ooh. Uh-oh. Go Phils. Ooh. I like that much more than the The pipe organ. The jazz, dude. Man, that's funky, dude. I could. Makes me want to scat. Not scat like, you know, if you're a dirty-minded person. Scat like bibbidi bop bop boop, bibbidi boop bop boop. Right here is Billy the Goat. Back in the 40s and 50s, it was everybody's. What you did is you brought your kid to Billy the Goat, and you would take an Easter picture. Those people are camped out on Billy the Goat. There we go. Is he TikToking or is he on drugs? No one knows. No one knows. I think he's TikToking. Boy, the park's crowded. When I used to work at that clothing store, Boyd's, I would come to this park for lunch, and the park gets so crowded. Oh, is that the Christmas tree? Guys, are they shredding up the Christmas tree? Dude, that was the Christmas tree. Well, these are the Christmas lights at Rittenhouse Square. These hang in the trees all winter long. That's a good sign. They're putting them away. You know why? It's springtime, cuz. Chopping up the Christmas tree. They're going to crack open the fountain. Oh, I got wood chips in my eyes. This is another famous location. This is where, if you ever saw the movie Trading Places, and you saw the scene with Eddie Murphy with the no legs, that happened right here. I did a full video about all the filming locations in Trading Places. You check that out. And Eddie Murphy, you know, his character is a panhandler who's pretending he doesn't have legs. 2 cops pick up his character, Billy Ray Valentine, and they chase him into this building, which is the Curtis Music Institute. This is Spruce Street. I love this sign for this food market. How cool is this? It looks cooler at nighttime. But pretty old street sign. Down here is the Kimmel Center. It's a concert venue. They do Broadway plays, and they have musical performances. I think we're going to be coming up to the campus of the University of the Arts, which, right here, there it is, University of the Arts. It just shut down last year, out of the blue. There's another University of the Arts building across the street. I saw in the news that they had an auction for these properties. Frank Furness. Frank Furness. He's my favorite architect in Philadelphia. He lived here in this house. I think this was like the main building of the University of the Arts. Got this great Eagles mural. Look at this. There's a few of these around the city. I like this. Let's glue the one there. Good. Don't be going around stealing this. Let's keep this up. There's the building, University of the Arts. This is called Hamilton Hall. It's a historical building. This is the, they call this the Avenue of the Arts. And they have this is like our music walk of fame on Broad Street. The Hooters. There you go. You got the Hooters. Jody Gearson. Don't know who she is. Oh, Pierre Robert, cuz. There we go. I know Pierre Robert. And the OJs. But if you go down, they have, especially near the Kimmel Center, they have a bunch of people. And that's a fun game to play. Do I know him or don't I know him? Patti LaBelle, Boys to Men, they're on there. But there it is, the University of the Arts. And all these built, like that building across the street was the University of the Arts. That building across the street was the University of the Arts. There was another building associated with the school. Yeah, so they call this the Avenue of the Arts. There was a few theaters on the strip of Broad Street. They have, we're 2 blocks away. This is South Street. And this building was also associated with the University of the Arts. Go down here. This is 9th Street. People refer to it as the Italian Market. Starts up here. There's a cheesesteak spot. It's called Angelo's. Some people say it's the best cheesesteak in the city. It's very good. It's definitely top 3. I had to have it. Well, again, I haven't had it warm. I had a mild one, and it was very good. The bread, but right here, Angelo's Pizza, and they, I think they make their own bread inside here. They're only open a few days. How you doing? Yeah, they're only open a few days a week. They're closed today, cuz. But you know what's not closed? Sarcone's Bakery, right down the street. Love Sarcone's Bakery. You come down here, you get a big loaf of bread from Sarcone's, right? You get a big loaf of bread, and then you get some cheese from De Bruno's. You got yourself a night right there. Hopefully, if you're not lactose intolerant, right here. Here we are. This is Ralph's. This is the oldest Italian restaurant. America's oldest Italian restaurant. Ava Gardner. They got married. Frank Sinatra, Ava Gardner, 1951. They got married in Philadelphia. And you go down here. All of these shops, they have these awnings built over them, so you can go shopping when it's raining or shining. Here at the Italian market, they have every type of food you can imagine. And I'm talking alligator meat, ostrich eggs, tripe sandwiches. They got Easter bunnies. Everything your heart can imagine, they have. Do they have a liquor store? Everything but liquor. I don't know where the closest liquor store is. And then when you come down, they'll have vendors. Some vendors sell, you know, hats that say Guatemala or come and take it with a gun. And then other places sell produce. They have produce. It's usually a guy selling turtles in a jar. It's a magical place here at the Italian market. This is the visitor center. Don't tell anybody I told you this, but if you ever have to go to the bathroom at the Italian market, that might be a good spot. Don't tell anybody. Oh, look at this. This is Joey and Danny De Bruno. These two guys started the De Bruno Brothers store, which is down the street. Down the street a little bit. Oh, there's a De Bruno's bottling shop. You can get wine. This is Mayor Frank Rizzo. And that mural was painted on that wall, that beige wall. Frank is a somewhat controversial figure. The people in South Philly, the Italian South Philly people, love him. This is a make Philadelphia great again. No more crumb bomb Dobler. Dobler is this guy who graffitis this and writes praise Dobler. I have a feeling Dobler made this this thing too. But that was the mural of Frank. And back in, I think, 2021, or was it 2020? I forget. But they painted over the Frank Rizzo mural. And the reason they said they painted over it was because 10% of the budget to the anti-graffiti mural arts program, 10% went to fixing that mural because it got vandalized so much. There you go, you got this big meat market. There you go. Oh, get yourself a dead animal. Turkey bacon. No, thank you. No, thank you. I like to have a pig die for my bacon. And you get cilantro, radishes. Produce is pretty cheap here. You get them. The ports aren't too far from here. Sandwiches with the Italian inspiration. Excuse me. Pears. They got pears. Pears. I would say they are the beige of fruit, right? Pears stink. It's like, give me a odd shaped apple with no flavor. There we go. Cucumbers.
I was hoping I could have got one of those. You know, one of those.
Butcher shops. You get sausage. I think they have fresh kibasi. I just can't stop loving you. Guy, I can't film him because he has the music blasting, copywritten music. He sits there all day, and he has like 12 CDs that he sells for like $6 a pop. They used to be $5 a pop, but inflation being what it is, the guy selling his UCDs. This is also the street Rocky ran down in the movie Rocky, and they throw an apple at him. And we're coming up to, this is Cheesesteak Corner. This is where all the tourists go to buy cheesesteaks, and this is where all the locals say, don't buy a cheesesteak, it's Geno's. There you go. I got pictures of celebrities up here. We're gonna just have to walk the scooter. There you go. Geno's Steaks, creepy baby. Charging $15 for that piece of shit cheesesteak they sell here. $15. You go to John's Roast Pork, or even Angelo's, which is two blocks away. Fuck it. $15. And this is the place that started the cheesesteak, Pat's. I think they charge $15 too. They're both pretty subpar when it comes to the cheesesteaks. But it's kind of like having comparing Little Caesars to like a real good pizza shop. Here's the United Artists Riverview Plaza parking. Riverview Plaza, I don't think there's one store open in the Riverview Plaza. It's right there. It's an old movie theater owned by United Artists. United Artists started by Charlie Chaplin. Make sure you hit subscribe. I'm going to be bringing the scooter to Clearwater. I'm going to check out the Scientology spots in Clearwater. I'm going to check out the original Hooters. I'm going to check out the beach, and maybe we'll go to Hulk Hogan's store again. This is the United Artists Theater. Yeah, there's nothing open in here. Used to be a fire engine steakhouse inside the old fire department, and this movie theater, it shut down around the time of COVID. You go down here, you got one of the world's worst Walmarts. See, you got cars turning in the bike lane. These are gentlemen clubs. This is where gentlemen go to watch ladies dance. And then there's another one down the street called Show and Tell. And then there's another one around here called the Pensport. That sign says Christopher Columbus Boulevard. I think technically, that is the legal name of the street, but you will never find anybody from the city who will call this Columbus Boulevard. Most people call it Delaware Ave. And we're getting close to the Delaware River. You got all these piers back here. Big feral cat community back here. You have all these totes where they feed these feral cats. And then you have, there's also a little bit of a homeless population back here. Looks like they're cleaning up one of the spaces. So you'll have like homeless people set up on one of these small piers down here. And they'll set up a tent, and then, oh, there is a tent. There's a tent right there. Looks like they got some people cleaning up the pier right now. How good does that sound? Yes, this is a fishing pier in South Philly. Oh, you got a big community over here. And so you see across the river on this small pier. That pier, how did they even get over there? But yeah, this pier, you have encampments of people living there. And then every so often, the city will shoo them away, and then they'll come back. You got some more encampments back here on the other side of the pier. Seen it once back. I'm not back here as much as I'm on Kensington Ave, but you'll see homeless advocates come down here, and they'll try to get people to either, if not, I'm not sure everybody down here has a drug problem. Some people are just down on their luck. Some people prefer to live off the grid like this. But yeah, you have homeless advocates come down here, try to get people into treatment or get placed into public housing. And this is a brand new trail. It's called the Delaware River Trail. You can take this, you get to about my neighborhood. You get to my neighborhood. They're still working on it in my neighborhood. But yeah, you can take this to Bridesburg, and you can actually get up to Cotman Ave if you take a little detour through Bridesburg. Uh-oh. Yeah, this was a big spot and where people were camped out. And I think I saw in the news that they cleared out this space. They got a big vacant space here. We had a wrestling show. Right down here at the sheet, the union, the sheet metal workers union, I think. But this is a fantastic trail. Even though they have the encampments back here, nobody messes with you. You treat everybody this, don't gulp, don't stare, don't. I try to stay off the piers with the tents. So it's not the best bike trail right now, like especially right here. Not very scootable land. Hashtag pot. Okay, you got people over there. Well, and you got some graffiti. Wow. The Coast Guard headquarters is just on the other side of this fence. Oh, you got even... well, the shopping carts. Man, there must be at least $5,000 worth of shopping carts that I've just seen in the last like 30 seconds. They're like $150, $200. They're everywhere. The Walmart right down the street, they would probably do good to come down here with a pickup truck and gather up their shit. Once you get past that little section, it's not too bad. And again, nobody messes with you. You got a guy riding a bike up there with a little kid. There's some more shopping carts. Where's the stairway to nowhere? Boy, I'm getting all like misty-eyed. I'm just thinking like that's the last time I'll be in Macy's as Macy's with that pipe organ. And even though I'm going to Florida for, I think, 4 or 5 days, I feel like I'm going to be going forever, and I'm going to miss this city. There goes the Philadelphia Fire Department boat. Uh-oh, we got a dog on the loose. You go down at the end of this trail, you got a little boardwalk, right? Very nice. Scenic views of the Walt Whitman Bridge, which is I feel is the highest bridge in this area. Hate the Walt Whitman Bridge. I try not to take it. My good friend Oscar from the Pandemic Crew lives right across the Walt Whitman Bridge. We're going to go up here. We're going to go up the steps to nowhere. Well, listen, I appreciate you joining me on this. Man, we are all over the place today. South Philly, South Street, Wanamaker Building, Center City. Now we're on the steps to nowhere, which are a little shaky, and they get scary right about here. So if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, and while you're at it, please subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch at Hog Island Press across the way. That is the Battleship, New Jersey. Yeah, it's definitely shaking. And over there is the Coast Guard headquarters. Back there is the Ben Franklin Bridge. And right there is the Delaware River. I do cameos. You can sign up for one of my cameos. If you book my cameos when you see this video, you might get a cameo from Florida. And don't forget to check out my Patreon. Go Birds.